What's up, guys? Today we're going to have a new ICO review where we're going to be reviewing Ultrain. You can see the website URL right there. Let's jump right into it. So Ultrain is trying to build what is a programmable business society by creating the world's first blockchain ecosystem, which is capable of doing process level lifestyle management for smart contracts. So they're basically trying to tackle what Ethereum's doing, and they're trying to do it with a lot of transactions per second, which will allow this application to go into the real world and be adopted by other applications. So the vision is for a blockchain with numerous features that will become a backbone for a rich ecosystem of dApps, or decentralized applications, which will be supporting their own token economy. So in other ways, it will be similar to that of Ethereum and others like Neo. The vision seems to be far more user-friendly, which is going to be very helpful to get mass adoption, because some people might not be, as enthusiastic about cryptocurrency or might not have done much research, so they'll still be able to use these applications if it's built correctly. So some other token updates and some other metrics. The project began in 2017. A testnet was due to be released by June, though there's no mention of it actually being launched yet. The public testnet is due for a release in September, and the public network is due to be live in April of next year, next year. So the various of the components will be launched during the final 12 months. So they do have a really good outline of what's going to be released, when it's going to be released, and they are trying to tackle a lot of these timelines and deadlines. So the project has raised $20 million through a seed round, during which 10% of the token supply was sold. This round seems to have included the sale of equity in the underlying business. And so now we can kind of jump into the token utility, which will obviously be very important. If people aren't able to use the token, then it's not going to be worth as much. So let's dive right into that. The native token is UGAS, or UGS as its ticker symbol, and the supply will be limited to 1 billion tokens. Now, 50% of these tokens will be available for mining, 10% have already been sold in a private sale, and 10% will be available for community building. 15% will go to the foundation, and 15% will go to the core team. So this just kind of shows you how things are going to be structured, where the tokens are going to be originally, which gives you a good idea of the evaluation of the project as they're doing token rounds and are selling the tokens. So decentralized applications will be running on the network, which will allow people to basically issue their own tokens. UToken, which is similar to that of Ethereum, will be a compliant ERC20 tokens. In each of the decentralized applications will set its own token metrics and can choose its own consensus mechanism. So the people that create these new tokens can actually make up the economy like they do already now on Ethereum. So this doesn't leave any tokens available for a public sale. However, the team did indicate that there may be more distribution rounds, and these may come from a community allocation, or they could possibly be taken in the form of an airdrop or another private sale. This isn't completely clear yet. So we can continue. There are 5 types of different participants who are identified within the ecosystem. So we have a miner, who is the Ultrain development and operation team. We have a decentralized developer who are going to be creating the code and going to be creating the project. We have the decentralized user, decentralized application user, and exchange investor. So miners can earn tokens by running the blockchain and by leasing out computing power. The development team and operation team earns 5% of the UGAS output every year. So this allows the project to really keep going and allows it to have funding to continue. The decentralized application developers pay UGAS to use computing power, and they earn rewards based on how much their decentralized applications are used. So obviously when it's used more, they're going to make more, and if it's being used less, they're going to make less. So the decentralized application users pay UGAS to access these applications just as they would on the Ethereum network. So UGAS is also destroyed at various points within the ecosystem to, take down the supply, but have the demand for the token increase, which will, help the price move. The way in which the tokens are used within the ecosystem looks good. However, the initial evaluation is very, very high. So we can take a look at the team here. So the white paper lists 14 different team members. Ray, who is a co-founder and the CEO, comes from Alibaba, where he is a technical director of Alibaba's security group, and he also worked at IBM, China Mobile, and State Grid. So a lot of these guys you're going to see work for a lot of high-tech companies, and so they're really pushing the idea that they're going to be able to really bring this application to development, deliver the transactions per second that they have released, and are really pushing to have this thing get adopted. So William is a co-founder and CTO. He previously was a technical director of Alipay, their blockchain team, and he was a core architect for the Alibaba Cloud OS, so operating system. Emma, who is a co-founder and CSO, previously worked at Pioneer Capital, a boutique investment bank in China. And the remaining people on the team, have worked from Alibaba or other tech companies. So they, have considerable blockchain experience within the team, but they don't have a lot of blockchain startup experience. But they can always hire people that kind of fill in the gaps that they don't have experience-wise. There are several VCs that have invested. FBG Capital. We have XRP Capital, Morningside Capital, and a few other companies as well that have invested and just shown interest in it. The team does appear to have considerable experience and expertise in strategy, marketing, and PR. The team has 15 localized hub advisors who will build the partners around the world. Of course, when you invest in a project, you want that project to partner with other companies to help push the development and push the awareness of this application. So we can take a look at the product. There's 4 main sections of it: high performance computing, value calculation, democratic voting system, user-friendly smart contracts. So Ultrain is a smart contract and cloud computing platform with several added features. It also aims to have a very high transaction speed of 20,000 transactions per second. As we've seen in Ethereum, the transactions per second is considerably lower, and when applications like CryptoKitties came out, it actually slowed the network down and made it unusable. So this platform is aiming to kind of fix all of the problems that Ethereum had. The blockchain will be used with a new random trusted consensus framework. This allows the network to only use 1% of its computing power to mint new tokens or coins, while freeing up 99% to be used by applications. So the big thing on this platform is decentralized applications. So by allowing 99% of it to be used strictly on the platform, this is going to be very good, because 99% of it is going to be applications, which is the main point of this. So they've dedicated a lot of space to what they actually need to, and some other applications and some other blockchains haven't. Ultrain will provide numerous services and businesses. These include computing power for AI, network management, high-performance trust computations, user-friendly smart contracts, and blockchain services. So a lot of different services will be using this platform and will be utilizing this sort of technology. So the ecosystem consists of 3 different parts: a technology layer, which includes integrative services based on the blockchain, AI, and Internet of Things. The horizontal layer will consist of organizations that provide the decentralized business services. And finally, the vertical layer will consist of the applications providing services to end users. The various on-chain components will be built on the chain to aid decentralized application developers. So this is going to be very useful, because smart contract coding and coding for blockchain applications can be pretty difficult. So that you are going to want to aid developers so you can build applications from all over the world. So these sort of help that they're going to give is going to include identity authentication, a credit system, a prediction market, zero knowledge proof, and asset mapping. There will be side chains that will be customized characteristically with different components. So potential side chains and use cases are identified include gaming, healthcare data, fan economies, the sharing economy, logistics, and sports. So a lot of different markets can use this technology and build on this technology for their businesses, and it can actually translate to real life. So some of the strengths and opportunities that it has: Ultrain has identified specific use cases for the network. In addition, unlike most projects with the Internet of Things and the applications, Ultrain brings other services to the chain, including user-friendly smart contracts and computing power. So of course, for the developers, it's going to be very nice, because you're going to want it to be easy for them to code so that they're able to bring this into their businesses and they can spread the technology. And on the user side, you want it to be user-friendly, because not everyone is a developer and not everyone is super conscious of cryptocurrency. So making the applications easy to use will help it mass adopt, and therefore will make the world a better place. So the code is going to be written in JavaScript, which is far more widely used than Solidity, which Ethereum uses, and other applications use different codes as well. So by using JavaScript, which is kind of a standard in coding, it's going to allow many people to join and many people to build on this application and make it usable. So the team is very strong and has a background experience in blockchain, AI, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and security, all of which is relevant to this project. Of course, it's going to be really good for it. You want your executives and you want your team members, the ones that are actually building on it originally, to really push the project and allow other people to develop on it. So the roadmap is relatively short when compared to similar projects, and the public testnet will be available in September, so everything is coming up soon, and they're making a lot of these updates that they've promised. Ultrain has a strong, well-connected investor base and already has 15 hub advisors building partnerships with key organizations around the world. Ultrain was awarded the Rising Star of Blockchain in 2018 at the China-US Entrepreneur and Investment Summit, so they are getting recognition for their work, which just shows that they've really shown initiative and really gone out there to push this application. So there are some weaknesses and threats. This project is entering the most competitive area in the blockchain industry. While Ultrain tries to differentiate itself, ultimately it is in the smart contract platform, and therefore it's going up against Ethereum, EOS, Neo, Aves, and others. So they are going up against billion market cap currencies that have billions at their disposal. So with a lot of support. So to take away customers from them and to really get people to believe in their project, it's going to be hard. So while the rewards for the winners are large, there will be very few winners. Ultrain may be spreading itself too thin by attempting to address too many industries. This might help gain it, with critical mass, which is positive, but it also might be spreading itself too thin. So it's getting into too many things where it might not be able to complete one because it's dipping itself into too many. No mention is made on the chain being basically to allowing the chain to interact with other chains. So this means that the project will be at risk if blockchains connecting to each other and working with each other and sharing information is the future and becomes a standard. The project has not yet managed to attract a strong following either. So on the Telegram, it has 7,800 members, and on the Twitter page, it has 1,500 followers only. So it is possible that WeChat group has more followers. The valuation is considerably high, and the project has a long way to go. It's very new. It is a startup, so the valuation for this project is pretty high. So the rating for it, you can see there are different sections. The team is an A, investors and advisor is an A, the concept and idea is an A+, the stage of development is a B+, community strength is a B+. So the overall rating for this project is an A. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.